Day 7 of our 22-day adventure in Kruger Park sees us leave for a full day exploring the route from Skukuza to Tshokwani Picnic Site. And, as we recently enjoyed viewing the wader birds a few days ago in the flooded area near Lower Sarby, we decide to follow a route passing Lower Sarby, then turning northwards to arrive at Tshockwani mid-afternoon. Now, we haven't seen any big cats for the last couple of days, so the road to Sarby, which is one of the areas most noted for cat sightings, is raising our hopes of that elusive sighting. And it's not long before the sightings begin, and what better start than this magnificent kudu male. As expected, the impala have started their daily grazing routine. That'll be heads down for most of the day. Now, we always take the opportunity to check for sightings from the many bridges in the park. This one is not on our route, but we take a short detour to drive over the bridge, then double back to join our original route. I can't tell you how many times this has provided unexpected sightings, so it's well worth the effort. The verge near the end of the bridge provided us with a view of this little vervet family sitting roadside, socialising and grooming, some looking for food in the trees, or just keeping watch. And worrying what the kids are up to. Ah, vultures. Very often not far from a kill. There's tension in the air, and our hopes soar as just a short distance away we spot this tawny eagle stripping flesh off an impala leg. It looks like there's been a fresh kill recently, but are we too late? Or has the killer disappeared into the bush? We hit the road, eyes peeled, scanning both sides of the road. Spotting a roadblock ahead, we hold our breath. A traffic jam is a sure sign of a significant sighting. Let's just hope there's a spot where we can get a clear shot of whatever's causing the jam. And there it is, a clear shot of this beautiful leopard. No signs of a kill, so we can't be sure that he's responsible. But as he's so near, it's highly likely that he's the culprit. As he was in no hurry to move on, and with a busy day ahead, we decide to push on to the lake. And on arrival, breakfast is in full swing. The herons leading the way with their extraordinary feeding technique, using the hippos' backs as a platform to fish. Even when surrounded, the herons show no fear. But they're not exactly welcome. However, that doesn't stop the feasting. And they don't just feed from the hippos. Any raised observation perch will do. That'll do nicely, thank you. In the shallows, very nervy wader birds take their chances to feed, all too aware of a lurking crocodile, just waiting for them to get close enough to snatch his own breakfast. But he goes for the fish starter, hoping that the main course will come soon. This saddle-billed stork keeps a careful eye and a safe distance. Frustrating the croc was skillfully feeding in the shallow water. helicopter are flying in to join the feast. They are also expert shallow water feeders, plucking fish from the water with ease. All around, groups are forming, looking for food. Some prefer to fish alone. This great egret shows that it's not only the herons that are skilled fishermen. Gotcha. Well, that was fun, but we need to move on. And it's great to see this elephant family bathing and drinking in the Sabi River. And you've got to love these youngsters, sticking close to their parents. As we near the camp, we decide to check in at Sunset Dam. And it's all quiet on the dam again, but the weavers are still busily working on their new nests. This malachite kingfisher keeping an eye on the water. Time for a welcome break at Lower Sabi Camp Restaurant. And you can't beat a good old fry-up. Time to head north over the Sabi Bridge towards Tshockwani. Tshockwani is around 45 miles north, so there's lots of opportunities for good sightings along the way. Like this lone elephant feeding. Ah, not alone after all. There's a little calf following on behind. Hold on, there's more. A whole family group. As often seen, a small group of zebra graze nearby. Clip springers, the rock climbers of the Kruger. Their tiny hooves allow them to balance on a rock just a few inches in diameter. These incredible hooves actually have a slight suction cup effect, keeping them safe in locations where predators cannot reach them. A few hours after leaving Lower Sabi, we eventually reach Tshokwani Picnic area. There's a small shop. Look out for the menu on the shop wall, make your order and pick up at the kitchen counter. There's covered terraces, but be warned, do not leave your food, even for a second, or the wildlife will snatch it in a heartbeat. And it's not just the baboons, but birds and even squirrels have an insatiable appetite for chips and fried food. Final check on the sightings board, and it's south to Skukuza. I have to confess we couldn't resist a bush breakfast. Yes, I know, 2 breakfasts in 3 hours. Well, we just have to miss tea. And the only stop-off planned before our return to Skukuza is Orpen Dam Lookout. And what a beautiful place. One of the few places you can exit your vehicle and admire the scenery. There's a large tiered seating area overlooking the dam, and many people bring a picnic, especially at weekends. with locals and tourists alike making the most of the view. Unfortunately, we're now so short on time, we only have a few minutes taking in the view before we start the drive back to Skukuza. We stop multiple times along the way to observe some of the wonderful wildlife we are privileged to see during our time in Kruger, like this Koran and this Burchell's Kukal. These Swainston spurfowl are found pretty much all through the park. And these guys need no introduction. An African mourning dove perched high above us. And a pair of what I think are tawny eagles. This is the first wildebeest we've seen in a week in the park. This African hornbill is holding tight onto its prey. I think it's a frog. And this pretty little bird is a crested barbet. I would like to see a day go by in Kruger without seeing one of my favourites, the giraffe. This tiny steenbok, quite often seen grazing alone. Birds with this very underrated Cape glossy starling. And finally the common southern yellow-billed hornbill. We press on, still passing signs of the flooding with roads washed away by raging water. As we approach Skukuza, a familiar sight. A resident group of baboons grooming on the road. These animals are extremely thorough. Someone has to keep an eye on the kids. And as we all know, parents are responsible for transport. These two good friends watch the day go by. The bridge approach to Skukuza. Sometimes there's interesting sights in the rock formations below. Like this hammerkop taking a drink. Tired but happy with the sheer number of sightings seen today, we make our way into the camp, so glad to have seen the leopard. Big cats seem to be hiding from us at the moment, but with 15 more days to go, we know there will surely be more to come. Why not come along with us? Subscribe and press the notification button. There's a lot more to come from this series, with sightings you just don't want to miss. See you next time on the Better Photography and Travel channel.